Well, hi Virgos, welcome to Cookie Tarot. It's time for What is My Ex Thinking? So, if you feel compelled, please like and subscribe. Otherwise, let's get started. Let's ask the universe, what are Virgo's exes thinking, please? What are Virgo's exes thinking? There. What are Virgo's exes thinking, please, universe? Give us some cards. Virgo's exes. Two of Cups. That's a special connection. Please give me some more cards. What are Virgo's exes thinking, please? What are Virgo's exes thinking, please? All right, well, we got lots of cards to start with. Lots of them. Let's see. Don't usually get this many to start with. They have a lot to say. You might call it a full deck. All right, let's take a look here. Virgo. All right. So Virgo, the overall energy of this reading is the Seven of Swords. This is in both your energies. You're both feeling this. This is sneaky behavior. Could be some lying, could be some cheating, could be some stealing. Let's look further. So, in your energy, the Two of Cups, you feel like there's a special connection, though, with you and your ex. You could be friends. You could have started as friends. But this is friends with love or friends with benefits. I don't really think it's friends with benefits. I think it's friends with, well, I'm torn. You did start out as friends. Let's keep it at that right now. I don't know if you started out that way, but you might have maintained your friendship through the breakup. That could be. But we definitely have the energy of friends going on here. So next to that, we have the Eight of Wands. I think the two of you are communicating. I think there's a lot of communication still going on between the two of you. Because this is through the airways. This is like texting. It could be telephone calls. It could be Facebook. It could be anything. But lots of communication. These are wands flying through the air. So next to that, we have the Justice card. You may have Libra in your chart. But this is the balancing of the scales. And it feels like that's what all this communication is helping to do, is to balance this relationship. Also, Justice, has that sword up there. Justice can cut out an unserving person if they need to. And it feels like you're sitting on the edge of your seat, ready to do that again. It's like, I think you're in the process of talking. Let's look further. So under the Two of Cups, we have the Knight of Swords. This is really fast-moving energy. It's in both your energies. This Knight of Swords, it feels like some sort of truth that rushed in really fast. It was like almost like taking you by surprise. Yeah, the Tower card is down here. But yeah, it feels like you learned something, and the energy is rushing in to cut it out. It's like, oh no, not going on here. Not today, not ever. It feels like that kind of energy, and it has to do with the Seven of Swords, that sneaky behavior. So, next to the Seven of Swords, we have the Hangman, which is under the Justice card. This is seeking answers, again, from the universe, seeking answers, both your energies. And I think through all this communication, trying to balance these scales or these friendship, maybe you're just trying to hang on to the friendship, I'm really not sure. Answers are coming to both of you. Some type of answers that is well needed in this situation. And I know they're coming to you, and you're going to get them because you've asked the universe, because the head on the Hangman is lit up with enlightenment. So, under this Knight of Swords, we have the Wheel of Fortune. This is their energy. This is the universe turning the cycle of change. And it is in their energy. You're caught up in it because they're your ex. You were caught up in it. But all this may have happened because it's something that the universe forced to happen for a new cycle to begin. So the cycle is turning, and it's turning toward this Chariot. And the Chariot is under the Seven of Swords, a sneaky behavior. This is the card of Cancer, and this is the card of moving forward. So for some reason, the universe needs to move the X forward. And that's why all this is happening. So next to the Chariot, we have the Star card, and this is under the Hangman. This is, I think, it feels like the universe is moving them to move forward so that they can show their vulnerabilities, so they can heal and learn from their vulnerabilities. It has something to do with the Hangman and getting the answers that they need from the universe. This is the card of Aquarius. They could have Aquarius in their chart. So they are healing. They are becoming more human. Like they're becoming more vulnerable. Becoming like they are going to become more willing to show their true selves. So perhaps that's what the sneaky behavior is trying to hide who they really are. But what's happening here is the universe is like putting them in a position where they have to move forward. They can't help it. They're going to have to heal, and they're going to have to show some of their vulnerability. If I can say that, vulnerabilities. So we have these extra cards that came out here. We have the Tower card and the Moon card. I don't think they saw this coming. It feels like, because we have the Tower and the Moon. The Moon is Pisces, the card of Pisces. But it feels like they were surprised. This is shaking their world right now. The Wheel of Fortune, the breakup, because it's not easy for them to change. It's not easy for them to go into this new cycle here of becoming more vulnerable, more truthful about who they are. And then the Moon card here is it's about secrets. It's about, I think this is all about revealing themselves in this Moon card. So they were really good, it feels like, at only showing the part of themselves they wanted you to see. But this cycle is moving them into a place where they're going to have to show who they really are. They're learning a spiritual lesson for sure. And they are healing from whatever reasons it is that they felt like they could not be themselves totally. I think they're learning how to be themselves. So, and this probably makes more sense to you than it does to me. I just put this out there and, take it for what it is. So, above the tower here, we have the 10 of Swords, which is good. So the 10 of Swords, and then the 4 of Pentacles. So the 10 of Swords is cycling out of the hurt and pain, okay? The cycle is coming near that end of the hurt and pain. But it's kind of stuck in that spot right now. It's kind of stuck in almost the end of that hurt and pain, okay? Almost. So there's a little delay there on it actually ending. And then we have the 8 of Pentacles in your energy, and then the King of Pentacles. So, so what we have, Virgo, is this is you, this is Earth, the King of Pentacles, and then we have the 8 of Pentacles. So it's like you have put a lot of work into this relationship. You've worked really hard. You were focused on it, on making something of it. And then I think when the sneaky behavior came around, you're like, oh, forget it. I'm out of here. And this is causing that cycle for them to learn, for them to grow, for them to heal. And here we are, though. We have you looking at the Pentacle, a very adoring, loving way. You still care about them. You still care about what happens to them. And I think you still want to be friends, or are still friends with them. And you are communicating with them. And that, you could be the one that's really helping them to grow, to leave some baggage behind, and to show themselves. So, Virgo, what they're thinking is, they're thinking that this is hard. And it's hard learning lessons. It's hard because the Wheel of Fortune had to come in, and that Wheel of Fortune like pushes them. It's like, you got to do this. It's time. So the things that happen, like the Tower moment, the breakup, and all that, a lot of times helps to push them forward. And I think that's exactly what's going on. The Chariot, they are moving forward. They are learning how to be more vulnerable, and they're learning how to show their true self. So that is what's going on with your ex. So Virgos, thank you so much for watching Quickie Tarot.